Go Hog Honda and Subarus. We got Hondas and Subarus. We got Hondas and Subarus.
Hey young world, I am Reese, the beautiful black beast of the Southeast. I'm joined here with my brother,
Marvin.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for another edition of Reese and Marvin Reviews for You. Yeah, we're back with the post-COVID scare edition of Maurice and Marvin Reviews. Yeah, we had to slow down for a minute because guess what? The movie theaters were closed, so we weren't able to go really check out any movies. We weren't really able to do anything. I mean, we've been stuck. But we're back. We missed you guys.
Missed you a lot.
Today we went and saw a pretty special movie, Tenet. Is that the correct pronunciation?
The Tenet, I think.
The Tenet. Starring John David Washington, son of Denzel Washington. But that's neither here nor there because this young man is making a name for himself. And what a name it's going to be. And also with Robert Pattinson, the new Batman. I'm Batman.
Sparkly Batman.
Oh, that's funny because he was a vampire and now he's a bat.
Exactly.
That's crazy. What? Are there no memes for that? Is that not a thing?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll get started on that.
You know, a Christopher Nolan movie, if anybody's seen, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the Batman trilogy, so you're familiar with that. But in particular, Inception, because I felt this was Inception, this was Inceptionist, like, it's crazy action and, he has a way of doing this sci-fi storytelling thing. And with this one, it was a time paradox, so we went with this one. And it was your basic say the world thing. Well, there's nothing basic about it because it's all over the place. I mean, he's throwing so much information. You got these theories and stuff and all this time about time telling of time looping and how time and past constantly flows and they meet in the middle, and it is a crazy adventure. I mean, it's nuts. The action was great, the cinematography was great, the sound, the acting. It's nothing negative I can say about this movie. Nothing.
I agree 100%. And it's funny because I knew Christopher Nolan directed this. He wrote this as well?
He wrote it too.
Wrote and directed. And it was funny because as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, man, this movie reminds me a lot of Inception, but actually cooler. And
right.
As complex as it was, because this was a pretty complex movie, it wasn't as complex as Inception. Like, the concepts were easy to understand. It's just, like Marvin said, there was so much information. You were bombarded with information. So if you blink, you'll miss something. And there's like so much vital information that's coming at you rapidly. The movie is very fast paced. John David Washington, I thought he did a phenomenal job like this. But I knew, he's up and coming. Would you say he's up and coming? Because he's already arrived.
Yeah, I mean, he starred in Black Klansman, the Spike Lee movie that came out a couple years ago. So he was doing a little minor, I think a couple minor roles before, and people know him for playing football. He had a small career. But I think this and Black Klansman kind of really pushed him to the forefront. And, he wanted to make his own stamp of not being known as just Denzel Washington's son, because, Denzel is huge. And I think that kind of jacked me up because as I'm watching it, all I keep thinking is Denzel Washington's son, Denzel Washington's son. So Denzel got a certain swag about him, his own way of acting in a way, and I kept leaning on that. And then once I said, you know what, he's his own person. Yeah, this is Denzel Washington's son, but this is John David Washington. And once I started thinking about that, I'm like, he got his own style, his own flavor. I'm looking like, okay, he has his own walk. It's not like Denzel. And that really started coming together for me once I started thinking like that.
I agree to a certain extent with that. I do believe he shares some of his father's charisma. He's a likable guy. When you see him on screen, you root for him. I'm like, so I did enjoy him on that aspect, but as I'm sitting there watching the movie, I'm dialed into him. I didn't really think about his father. with the exception, his voice is very similar to his father. Sometimes if you close your eyes, you might hear Denzel, like a younger Denzel, because they have a very similar speaking voice. Robert Pattinson, his co-star, man. This, the Twilight guy is funny because he's known for these teen movies and what have you. So I don't know, maybe people didn't take him seriously, but you got to take him as a serious actor now as well because he did a great job too.
Absolutely.
This here has to be my favorite Robert Pattinson movie. The chemistry between Robert Pattinson and John David Henry, it was on point. Those guys were tuned into each other.
Same point. You're absolutely right. I mean, they fed off each other. It was just so organic. I mean, it was. You see a lot of acting, and you see a lot of good team ups, but for some reason these guys they just fed off each other. It was flawless, man. I really enjoyed them working together.
It seemed like they were real friends. That came
exactly.
I was like,
exactly.
I really felt like the guys were buddies. I'm like, they're friends. So if they're friends, if they're not friends in real life, I'm like, whoa, you guys are good because they acted their tails off.
It's action from the jump. It started off maybe like 5 minutes you seeing them and you're right in the midst of the action and you can see something ain't right. I'm pretty sure you've seen the trails and most of it is about time travel and time loop.
It's like the way time flows. And
right.
in the premise of this movie, you have time that flows forward and then you also have time that is inverted and it flows backwards. They're making missions and they're like dancing around the way time flows, and then they'll have people that's going backwards and then they'll have people going forward and they're interacting with each other. It's crazy. It's just
I don't know how they did this, to choreograph this, or if they put the film on top of each other, but it's just so well done. I mean, the choreography, even in the fighting scenes, I mean, there was one scene where he's fighting in the hallway. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm like...
Because they're like reverse rolling on the ground and flipping over each other.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable, man. I mean, I really can't explain so much of it because I need to see it again for myself because it's that detailed and some of the rules to this particular universe. I mean, it's just so much information. And this is a 2.5 hour movie. So regardless of that stretch, it's still so much going on, so much mystery, so much investigating, and it's not boring though. It's a fun ride. I mean, it's a very fun ride. You're just rooting for this guy the whole time because he's just a likable character, man. Just a likable character.
The cinematography, the colors, the shots, everything was so top notch. I love the movie.
It really was that good, man. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating it, and most of the time I'm the guy, I'm hard to please, but I'm telling you, it's...
Oh, and the sceneries, man.
oh yeah, the locations, man.
Oh my God, the locations. They had was that Italy they were?
Man, it looked like it was off the coast of Italy. I mean, it was in London. They were looked like Russia or whatever. It was just the locations, man. Oh, all over the place.
Yeah. So that about wraps it up. Rating time. We're gonna go ahead and rate Tenet. So Marvin, if you had to rate Tenet, what would you rate it?
I know they always say there's no such thing as a perfect movie. And I don't know. I'm torn, man. I'm damn don't want to give it a perfect score, man. And that's real talk. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5 Marvin heads. 4.5 out of 5.
I think that's the first 4.5 Marvin heads he has ever given. That's really saying something.
I'm telling you.
Okay, if I had to rate it, the only thing that's stopping me from giving it 5 right now, because I love the movie. I enjoyed it. It was so exciting and so fun. Just because I want to go back and watch it again, because I might have been talking to my brother or my girlfriend at the time. I might have missed something, there's dialogue or something. Mm-hmm. And I just want to see it again. I want to see it again because I enjoyed it, but I really want to.
Same here. I'm going to see it again. I just don't want to. I want to see it again. I'm definitely going to see it again.
Yeah, but I want to go back and see it. So until then, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.5.
4.5.
So yeah, we got that in common today. So thanks for joining us for another Maurice and Marvin reviews for you. We miss you guys, and we hope to see you again really soon. Don't let your distractions hinder your actions. Peace, everybody. Be good to each other out there. Maurice and Marvin, we out.
Yeah.